So, ladies and gentlemen, I'm not controlled by the NHL here, so I'm going to tell you the truth about the Vancouver Nashville series. Their set was the round of 16, or we call it the opening round. The second round is called the quarterfinals. There's no second round in the NHL. It's the quarterfinals or the final eight. Boys, what a game did we have in game six. Despite Nicole Kidman looking ageless, doing her Nashville, what do you call, terrible towel, no pun intended. Vancouver has outlasted the Nashville Predators. Pius Suter, who I think is one of the Suter family, if somebody wants to confirm that or not a Sutter, of course, scored the third period winner to advance the Canucks again to the quarterfinal round. Now, it was a hard fought 6 game series. Vancouver again outlasted a Nashville team that fought Vancouver tooth and nail in the sixth contest. Probably they've forgotten the series of this year because so many people were giving attention to Ranger series and the Florida series and Toronto Boston and the Oilers series. I mean, this was a really good set. All thanks to Vancouver. I wouldn't, like I said, I'm not a big fan of Rick Tocchet because of his previous peccadillos, but he did a good job. Now, Suter was finally able to beat Predators goalie Juicy Saros, who had a good game and a good series at the 18:21 mark in the third period for the only game in a goal of contest. Now, the Canucks then had to withstand a controversial late penalty kill after Elias Lindholm took a cross-checking minor at 19:26. The Predators did pull their goalie. According to my count, they had about 6 or 7 chances to put it past Silos, I can never pronounce it, sorry. But despite the mounting pressure, they were not able to get one past him. Of course, Vancouver had a run with 3 goalies in the series because of injury. Now, Silos made 23 saves or earned a shutout in a clinching win. Now, they captured the series 4-2 on the road at Bridgestone Arena and again go on to face Edmonton Oilers in the Western Conference semifinals. The Oilers, who have been facing the LA Kings in the first round for consecutive seasons now, eliminated the former Chargers of Roque Vachon in 5 games in the first round matchup. Now the Canucks, due to points advantage in the regular season, will have home ice advantage in the quarterfinal set. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I can basically tell you this. I think Vancouver got a good chance against Edmonton, but it's pretty well a well-balanced defensive offensive team against Connor McDavid. So whoever scores last in the third period is going to win every contest. I think it's going to come down to the third period. Either a clinching goal or a winning goal is going to be that tight. Now, just a generalized recap of what happened in the Vancouver series in case you missed it, because a lot of people, I think, didn't watch the set and should have. It's all about, I think, momentum, as we like to say. The 1-0 victory is your typical 1980s or 1990s style of results. And let me tell you something, ladies and gentlemen. It's nail-biting to watch a certain game like that occur. I think basically what happened in the contests, it was down to, again, who was going to finish off the plays in the late second, early third period. And Vancouver, they know how to play in the road. They're extremely stable. So in the series as it started right now, Vancouver won the opener 4-2 on, lost the opener 4-1 on April 23rd. Came back for a 2-1 victory, then a 4-3 victory in overtime to make it all go together. And let me tell you something, ladies and gentlemen. It's all about momentum in these type of contests. Again, Vancouver, excuse me about that. Reading it wrong. Vancouver opened with a 4-2 win on April 21st. Nashville rebounded with a 4-1 victory. Vancouver won 2 games in Nashville, 2-1 and 4-3. Loss at home, 2-1 to Nashville, and then the 1-0 victory tonight. So, I mean, keeping Nashville pretty well off the score sheet for all 6 games. Only that second game, moved to momentum. And again, the key was, I think the April 28th game, where the overtime victory was just a tremendous victory for for the Canuck faithful. So, ladies and gentlemen, if I'm not mistaken, this is their biggest series win in 4 years. Vancouver has been pretty much what do you call a bottom rung team, playoff wise in recent years. But we remember the Stanley Cup final run for a few years ago. We remember '94. I think if we're going to have a Canadian team in the semifinals of Frozen Four, so that alone will get more people watching. I know Sportsnet and Hockey Night in Canada will be doing dynamite numbers with that independent series. I think it'll be comparable to what Montreal and Toronto did in 2021. It's probably comparable to what Boston is doing this year against Toronto for ratings in the States and in Canada. So all congratulations to both teams. I think Nashville had a really good team. This felt like a quarterfinal matchup. I don't think two teams as strong as Nashville and Vancouver playing each other. I think it shows how strong the Western Conference side is, because you got again Colorado, you got Edmonton, you got Vancouver, you got Dallas, you got Vegas. I mean, all the 8 teams that make the playoffs at a Western side. I don't know many of the bottom 4 of the playoff run, like 5 to 9, 5 to 8, could beat a Western Conference team because they play really strong playoff hockey. Maybe Buffalo. Sorry, but I'm having a little problem here. Maybe Boston and Toronto should look at the way Nashville and Vancouver played, not the putrid effort they did in the last 2 games. You see, you got to understand. I have a theory about sports. If you know the legend of the Mike Weaver, John Tate World Championship fight where Weaver was chasing him for 15 rounds, and with less than, I think, a minute left in the match, he finally caught up with John Tate and knocked him out. When you have somebody against the ropes, you got to take them out. If you're going to win the Stanley Cup, you can't go 7 rounds every series. You got to have one really soft series, and one series is going to go 6 games. But if you're going 7 and 6 and 7, you're not going to have momentum like Vancouver having injuries with their backstops. I really think Besser and the rest of the players on the team, they're peaking right now. The Oilers as well. I think Connor is pretty well recovered, so it's going to be interesting to see. I wish Don Whitman was still alive to call the Vancouver Edmonton series. I think he would do a great job. And Jim Houston as well. I mean, I'm thinking back to the great announcers that Edmonton's had through the years, and it's going to be great. Any Canadian team makes it to the semifinals, we should all back them. I don't think Toronto is going to make it to the semifinals. They made me beat Boston by Florida. I don't think so. I think Florida is out for a little bit of what do you call Panther blood. So thanks for listening, ladies and gentlemen. We've been busy with the podcast today. A lot going on. Keep me appraised of what your thoughts are of the series. And don't forget, as we say in Northern New Brunswick, keep your friggin' stick on the ice. That's how you don't get penalties with 25 seconds left in a deciding game against Nashville. You got to keep your stick on the ice. Don't get chintzy. Have a good one. Bye.